Hello students, today we'll discuss about infinite series of geometric progression. It's a very simple and important topic. So under NCERT solutions, I will explain all the questions of NCERT. This one particular portion is given in supplementary part of NCERT. So see, to solve all these questions, there is only one formula, and that formula is sufficient to calculate all these questions, and the formula is sum of infinite terms of GP S infinity, that would be equal to A upon 1 minus R. The important thing about this infinite series of GP is in this always value of R, that is common ratio, is always less than 1. If it is greater than 1, then the answer will be infinity. So in all the questions you will find that common ratio is less than 1. Infinite terms, sum of infinite terms will be A upon 1 minus R, where A is the first term. So let us start the questions. This is the exercise 9.4 supplementary. Okay, so in main book you have the exercise 9.4 and it is given separately. So the first question you see 1 by 3 1 by 9. So in this you will identify A. So you see this is A is 1 and common ratio is you can divide second term by first term or third term by second term, and in that way you can get the value of R. So in this case R is equal to 1 by 3 and A is 1, and formula for infinite terms of GP is S infinity is A upon 1 minus R. So I will put the value as 1, R as 1 by 3. So it is 1 upon 1 minus 1 by 3. In this way it is 1 upon 2 by 3. 1 minus 1 by 3 is 2 by 3. So 3 by 2 you will get the answer. Come to the question number 2. It is given 6, 1.2, 0.24 and so on till infinity. You have to find the sum to infinity, because initially it is given find the sum to infinity. So you have to find the sum of infinite terms of this one particular GP. So first term you can see it is equal to 6, and to find the common ratio you divide the second term by first term. So I will divide 1 by 2 by 6, or third term by second term. In that way you can divide it. So it comes out to be 0.2. So our first term is 6 and common ratio is 0.2. Now we can apply this formula as infinity is equal to A upon 1 minus R. So our A is 6 and R is equal to 0.2. You just put the values. It will be 6 upon 0.8, and finally you are going to get it is equal to 7.5. So in this way we can solve this question number 2 also. Direct formula based questions are there. Now you come to the question number 3. You see this is your question number 3. In this case the series is given 5, 20 by 7, 80 by 49 and so on. So again you have to find the sum of infinite terms. So the term given at first place is called the first term. To get the common ratio you either divide this second term by first or divide this third term by second. So you are going to get it will be 4 by 3. 20 by 7 divided by 5, it will be equal to 4 by 7. This is wrong, just a minute. It is 4 by 7. R in this case is actually this is 4 by 7. How we got it? You divide 20 by 7 by 5. So dividing 5 means multiplying in denominator. So it will come 4 by 7. It is cancelled out. So R is 4 by 7. So in this question you can make this correction. So now again you have to use the same formula A upon 1 minus R. So nothing is new in this question also. Come to the question number 4. Again the similar type of question is there. So in this A is minus 3 by 4, and to get the R you divide the second term by first. So it is also minus 1 by 4. When we'll divide 3 by 16 second term by the first term, or you can divide third term by the second term. So you are going to get R is equal to minus 1 by 4. Again you put in the same formula. S infinity is equal to A upon 1 minus R. S infinity equal to A upon 1 minus R. So put the value of A is equal to minus 3 by 4 and value of R is equal to minus 1 by 4. You will get it is minus 3 by 4 upon 1 plus 1 by 4. And then you can simplify it. You will get minus 3 upon 5 is the answer. So simple calculations are there and all can be done easily. Now come to the question number 5. It is a little bit different type of question. So you can say fifth and sixth questions are important, can be asked in the exam easily. It is asking to prove that 1 upon 3 raised to power half into 1 upon 3 raised to power 1 by 4 into 1 upon 3 raised to power 1 by 8. You have to prove it is equal to 3. Sorry, it is 3 raised to power. So what do you have to do? The base is 3. When base is same, then powers are actually added. When base is same, powers are actually added. So in all these, base is 3 and powers are on 3, it is 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 8. So what do you have to do? You have to add the powers on 3. This thing and this thing are same. 3 raised to power half into 3 raised to power 1 by 4 into 3 raised to power 1 by 8 can be written as 3 raised to power half plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8. We'll add all these powers. Alright, so we'll add all these. It is 3 raised to power half into 3 raised to power 1 by 4 into 3 raised to power 1 by 8 can be written as 3 raised to power half plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8. Now you see in the power of 3 it is a GP. 3 is the base. In the power of 3 it is a GP. It is given 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 8 so on till infinity. So now what we'll do, we'll calculate the value of this thing in the power of 3. Okay. So value of this thing you can separately calculate in the power of 3. So I am showing over here, it is you have to calculate 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8 and so on. You just calculate this. Its first term is half. Common ratio is also half. So you get the sum to infinity. S infinity will be A means half upon 1 minus R. So half divided by 1 minus half, that is again equal to half. Denominator is also half, numerator is also half. So it will be 1 only. So in the power of 3 it is 1 only. So what we will do? The power of 3, whatever is given, we calculated this and it is given equal to 1 only. Over here it is also solved. On power of 3 it is 1 only. So it will become 3 raised to power 1. So answer of this is it is equal to 3, which you have to prove. So in this question it's quite simple. The main step is this: you must know this thing is equal to this, and whatever is there in the power of 3 you just calculate that using the infinite terms of GP, and that will come equal to 1. So the left hand side will become 3 raised to power 1. Now we come to the last one, question X, question number 6. In this, X is given 1 plus A square, Y is given 1 plus B square, and you have to prove 1 plus AB plus A square B square and so on is equal to, right side is XY upon X plus Y minus 1. So what we will do, students, first of all we will calculate the value of X. Right side of X is, you see, it is GP, whose first term is 1 and common ratio is A. So you just get the value of X. So we apply the formula of infinite terms of GP. So in place of A we will put 1, in place of R we will put A, so it will be 1 upon 1 minus A. In the same way you see this Y is also GP. Its first term is 1 and common ratio is B. So in the same formula you replace the first term A by 1 and R by V, so it will become 1 upon 1 minus V. Now you come, what do you have to prove this thing? 1 plus AB plus A square plus B square and so on. So the left hand side of this, first we have obtained the value of X, we have obtained the value of Y. Now forget about these two things. Now come to the next term. You have to prove this thing is equal to this. In this you take left hand side, it is 1 plus AB plus A square B square. You see this is also GP. This is also GP. Its first term is 1 and a common ratio is AB. So you calculate the sum of this using the same formula of sum of infinite terms. In this you replace A by 1 and R by AB. So it will be equal to 1 upon 1 minus AB. 1 upon 1 minus AB. So what we did, till now we obtained x using sum of infinite terms, we obtained y using sum of infinite terms, we calculated left hand side using the sum of infinite terms. Now in this left hand side you just put the value of a and b. You have to put the value of a and b. Alright, you have to prove it is equal to xy plus x plus y minus 1. So left hand side we have obtained it is equal to 1 upon 1 minus AB using the sum of infinite terms of GP. This thing we have obtained this much. Now you calculate right hand side also. How will you calculate right hand side? We already have the value of x, we have already have the value of y. So in right hand side it is x plus y upon x plus y minus 1. You put x equal to 1 upon 1 minus a, y equal to 1 upon 1 minus b in both numerator and denominator. Alright, so what do you have to do in this question so far? After that only calculation is left, so I am again explaining it. Using this infinite GP you get value of x, using this infinite GP you get the value of y, using this infinite GP you just apply the formula in left hand side. To calculate this right hand side, we obtained the value of x from here, we obtained the value of y from here. You just put in this one particular expression the value of x and y. So we have replaced x by 1 upon a and y by 1 upon b. Now you come to the calculation part of this. In numerator it will become 1 upon 1 minus a into 1 minus b. Denominator you can take 1 minus a into 1 minus b as LCM. So it will be 1 minus b plus 1 minus a minus this thing, and just you simplify it. Calculate it. Your numerator, this part will be cancelled out by this part, or this part is directly cancelled out with this part. Its denominator when we will calculate it will be 2 minus a minus b minus 1 plus a plus b minus ab. You just simplify this by opening the bracket. Now what will happen? This one particular term is cancelled out by this. In denominator it will be only 1 minus ab. So in left hand side we also obtained the same thing. Right hand side is also same thing. So in this way we can prove this one particular question. So this question is quite important and you have to do it carefully. I am again repeating the method. You get the value of x using the infinite GP. You get the value of y using the infinite GP. You get the value of left hand side using the infinite GP. In this value of left hand side, you now we will simplify the right hand side of this expression by putting the value of x and value of y. The value of x and value of y will put in the right hand side, and then you simply simplify that using the by taking the LCM, and finally you will get that left hand side is equal to right hand side. So in this very little a small session of 15 minutes we have completed infinite GP. So it's very simple, you can do all these questions easily. In case of any doubt you can post your post on my comment box, so I will explain you in case of any doubt. Thank you.